Good afternoon and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the start of Game 2 here between ICC and Wallace State. The Guaranteed Bank opening pitch coming your way at 3:05. It's a 3:05 Guaranteed Bank opening pitch, and Michael, I'm going to have to probably lean on you a little while. I ate way too fast in between the ball game.
Yeah, we do appreciate them bringing us a little of the food between games. And, it's a quick shot up the middle, just past the second baseman. Allows Jones to reach on first, and you have some different defensive positioning for the Indians, and we'll get to that in a little while. But that is Jones reaching. She was 1 for 4 in the last game, or 1 for 1 now.
So a nice start to the contest there for Wallace. Only had 3 hits, 1 run to show for it in the first game of the day, so a very positive start there. This is going to be Thomas, the center fielder, the speedster, showing up, and she's going to lay down the bunt, and smart play there to let that one roll foul.
Yeah, it had that backspin cutting out. Good job by Porter. Let that one go all the way out.
It's number 17, Lauren Brown, in the circle here for ICC.
She played second base in game 1 and made a crucial jumping catch to end the 6th inning when Wallace had the bases loaded and really looking to tie up the game and possibly even take a lead late.
So 0-1 pitch, and that one finds the corner for strike 2. 0-2 now is the count here to Thomas. We've also got Jones. We talked about the speed of Thomas Jones. She's got speed to burn as well. So you got to be aware of that and think that she might try to see if she can't get something going here early. Still a couple of bases. And that may have been what the Indians were thinking there, like a little bit of a pitch out. Ball 1, 1-0 now, or excuse me, 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, I think you're right. That one did look located as if she was trying to put one on that corner just to watch that runner.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, runner at first. And that's going to be a flare over the head of the third baseman that was in that time. And back-to-back hits here to start the game for Wallace, a very positive start.
Yeah, good job by Thomas just to put that one right over the drawn-in defense. Everybody in the infield was halfway in, so in a normal positioning, that would have been right to the third baseman. But now, 2-1, no outs.
Number 11, Brandy Phillips.
So this will be Phillips coming to the plate. Indy is looking for the first out of the game here in Game 2. They won it 3-1 in the first game of the day. That pitch in there for strike.
Phillips went 1 for 3 in the first contest this afternoon with a single. Later advanced to second. Struck out 2 times in addition to that single.
So 0-1 is the count here to Phillips, who's playing shortstop. She played well in the first game at short. There's a nice play defensively.
Nice job. This time we got Porter, who has switched from catching to playing shortstop. Coach Owen said that she will continue to platoon between both of those positions. And she makes a nice stabbing catch there and a quick turn to try to maybe make a play on the runner at second, but keeps her there for sure.
Well, that's the type of play that will give the pitcher a boost of confidence, knowing you've got a defense that's ready to back there to make those type of plays. This would be Kaiser, the first baseman, coming in. Swings on the first pitch she sees. Backhand to second. There's 1. And Wisely did not try to force 2 that time. So 4-6 on the fielder's choice. That will retire Thomas. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs in the inning here in ICC. A chance to get out of this inning with no damage done.
Number 23, Brooklyn Sertel.
This will be Sertel, the catcher, coming to the plate. Trying to spark a little bit of a 2-out rally here. As ICC will come over their signals defensively. We talked about it. Jones is at third. She's got a lot of speed, so you want to be careful not let anything by you near the plate, or that for sure will score a run.
This is Sertel, the catcher for Wallace. She walked twice.
Pitcher gets that one across for a strike, and they're just going to allow the runner to go without an issue there. So 0-1 now is the count here to Sertel. We'll give you today's Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups in between the innings here. As this pitch popped up, second baseman calling everyone off and will make the play, in a big one there to get the Indians out of the jam with no damage done. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Let's go ahead and talk about today's starting lineups here for both teams. And, Michael, let's go ahead and start with Wallace.
All right, Wallace leading off there. You had Jones, the second baseman, followed by Thomas in center field, Phillips, who was the shortstop, and Kaiser batting fourth at first base. Batting fifth was Sertel there, the catcher. Coming up next inning will be Graves at third base, Kelly in right field, Smith, the designated player, Burns in left, and your pitcher in the flex position for Wallace in this contest is Bailey.
That is your starting lineups being brought to you by Coke for Wallace State. And now the starting lineup for ICC. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination, and Coach Owens hopes he got that same winning combination put together here in Game 2 as he did Game 1.
All right, so leading off for the Indians will be second baseman Duhan, followed by shortstop Porter. And in batting third will be Brown, who is pitching. Batting fourth is going to be Sadie Stegall at first base. Batting fifth will be McKnight in right field. Batting sixth will be Shands, the third baseman. Batting seventh is going to be Goodman catching in this contest as Porter shifted to shortstop. Batting eighth is going to be Graham in the left field spot. And batting ninth will be Nichols in center field.
And the sun comes out here in Game 2. A lot of fans out today to celebrate the naming of the field after Coach Andy Kirk. It's been a great day it's always a great day to be an ICC Indian, but today a little extra special, getting to honor our good friend there, Andy Kirk. Of course, he's out still meeting a lot of the people, thanking them for coming today. He said he does plan to join us here in Game 2, so we told him, take your time and enjoy your day and make sure you speak to everyone. And Michael, we talked about in Game 1, it's so great to see so many former players, assistant coaches, and even friends of Coach Kirk come out and celebrate the day.
Indeed. Other coaches from other schools, people he's known throughout his life, church members of his, parents of former players. Those players might not be here today, but those parents came in as well because he meant so much to them as well.
That pitch is going to find the outside corner for a strike. This is Duhan, the second baseman, at the plate. Carrie Miney made the trip down from DeSoto County, had a chance to see her, and of course, I call her kids my kids. We, all three of us, she's got twins. We share birthdays. So
it's a special day.
It is. As that pitch fouled off for strike 2. Of course, Maddie Miney, a former All-American, multiple-time All-American in her freshman season. Unfortunately, her and Ellie were part of the team in 2020 that got their final season cut short. And, man, that was going to line up to be a very special team there in 2020. As this pitch coming and high and outside for a ball, not a bad spot to miss there. 1-2 now is the count. So many stories from whenever it does come to that 2020 season. You're always going to wonder what if, and you kind of hate to go through life with any what ifs.
Indeed, that was my first season to get to participate up here in the booth with you and with this team, and they were having a fantastic start. Whenever, unfortunately, we rolled into March and didn't get to come back.
Yeah, it came off that first ever national championship appearance or national tournament appearance. Was ranked number 1 in the country for the first time ever during that freshman season. For those sophomores that had that season taken away from them, as they're going to check, and she did not go, and 3-2 now is the count.
Good effort there by Duhan to hold off on that.
So now the count goes full. 3-2 is the count here. Here the dugout confirming the 3-2 count. This one hit hard. It's a deep charge. Center fielder's going back to the wall, and it's off the wall. What a great at bat by Duhan, and she will get a double.
All the way deep into the W there on the Itawamba sign. And a fantastic start for the Indians. She got the ICC start in the first game by getting a walk and unfortunately got stranded, but way to get out there fast and aggressive and get all the way to second on that deep strike. It's got the bullpen. There I go again. It's got the dugout fired up there, ready to go.
Well, ICC had 3 hits in the first game, 2 of those going for extra bases. First of this game, also extra base hit as well. So runner in scoring position now as that pitch finds the outside corner for strike 1. See members of the women's basketball team making their way out to the softball field this afternoon. Of course, they will not play Thursday night. It'll be their midweek where they'll be off, but they'll be on the road Monday, back home Thursday, I believe, against Gulf Coast. You can watch that game on the Red Channel on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count.
That's also going to be basketball alumni night on the 13th, so we invite any former basketball players, managers, coaches, anybody who's been involved with ICC basketball to come out. We have a very special time to honor the 1974-75 women's team that night as well.
There's a shot that's to the gap, and nice job covering ground there out in center field. Just not quite hit sharp enough, as that will be out number one. A good job of quickly getting set to get that one fired back in as Duhan was looking to advance to third on the fly ball there. And so now this will be Brown. She was originally listed as the DP, then swapped in as the pitcher. They do that so she will not lose her DP status if they have to make a change inside the circle. There's a shot to the second baseman, scooped up nicely, and will be out number two. Runner is able to advance to third. And so now to be Sadie Stegall, a two-sport star here at ICC, a member of the volleyball team. Also, obviously, the softball team, as she will dig in now for her first at-bat of the season. Big opportunity here for ICC. 2 outs and a runner on third. We saw the same thing for Wallace in the top half of the inning. ICC was able to get out of the jam. We'll see if Wallace can do it here. This one fouled right back at me for strike one.
Good opportunity for Stegall to get in here and help Indians. They can push across a run in the first inning, that's always huge.
Some of her teammates on the volleyball team here as well. Want to see if she can come up with a big-time clutch hit here for the Indians. 0-1 is the count. A little late on the fastball. 0-2 now is the count to Stegall. Indians won at 3-1 in the first game. They moved to 1-0, and Wallace fell to 2-1. So that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, looked like she was trying to get her to chase something there. And really kind of stayed outside the whole time.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bailey in the circle here. That one just missing outside.
New umpire, same corner.
Very close there. 2-2 now is the count here to Stegall, the first baseman. See a lot more people starting to come on campus as we're getting close to the start of the district basketball tournament that we're hosting for the local high schools here. As this one fouled back, we'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That is the situation here. Runner at third for the Indians, trying to see if they can scratch across a run here after getting out of the jam in the top half of the inning. Stegall waits the pitch. It runs inside. Now the count goes full at 3-2. Nice at bat by Stegall. She's fouled off a couple of pitches, able to keep this AB alive here.
Yeah, working the pitcher, working Bailey, seeing get a few more looks at her, help her teammates down the road as well.
So waiting the 3-2 pitch here. This one fouled back, and we'll stay at 3-2. Nice job finding a piece of the rise ball there to keep it alive once again. Well, good crowd here in the grandstands. There's some fans sitting out on the hill out deep. I believe that's actually Coach Macon and some of the football coaches out there as well.
I do believe you're correct.
Of course, their big day tomorrow will be a National Signing Day. And a great at bat there by Stegall as that pitch missing outside for ball 4. First walk of the afternoon here for Bailey. And now the Indians will have runners on the corners as this will be Jory McKnight, the right fielder, coming up to bat. Good at bat there, Michael.
Indeed. She just started out behind, but just fought through there, fouled off the ones that she needed to, getting a piece of those rise balls that Bailey was liking to throw so far, and just works her way in onto a base on ball walk.
Yeah, I believe that's Coach Lucas up there with Coach Macon as well, as McKnight takes that first pitch in there for a strike.
Got some folks in some chairs out there on that hill as well.
Yep.
And we didn't mention it earlier, but we were, as always, glad to have our what we call our golf cart brigade out in
Yes.
center field in game 1.
Most of them making their way back to the event center with basketball starting here in a little while. And this is trouble. It could drop as they're going to chase it out, but no! What another great play out there and left, as that one was just slicing right back into the left fielder, as that was, I got it as Burrs. Or is
Yeah,
it
Burns and left.
Burns, I think I called her Burrs in game 1, so I apologize for that. But a great play out there, and ICC just could not quite cash in with runners on the corners. We're going to take a timeout and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the second inning. No score. Both teams had some opportunities there in the first inning, just could not cash in on them thanks to some good defensive plays by both teams. So this will be Brown still in the circle here for ICC. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters. Graves, Kelly, and there's another one. As that was a bunt attempt that just went right to Stegall. And
Yeah, line it straight into her glove.
one of those that if you ain't paying attention, you get caught napping there, and that one gets by you. So a nice job by Stegall to have the wherewithal to reel that one in for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you like if you're Brown in this situation. And now this will be the right fielder, Kelly, coming to the plate. That pitch finds the outside corner for a strike.
Kelly went 0 for 3 in game 1, a pair of strikeouts, and also lined out to the second baseman. That was at
There's a foul ball, be 0-2 now is the count.
that was a jumping catch that Brown made to end
Yep.
that inning. A well-hit ball by Kelly, but good play by Brown when she was at second.
And so now the count 0-2. Kelly going to have to guard the dish here. Brown looking for her first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the evening. 0-2 pitch. That one rides a little high. Not a bad spot to miss there. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kelly at the plate with nobody on base here in the top of the second. This one hammered. Center fielder's going to have to make a long run and will do so. Nice job out there by Nichols. Was able to run that one down and collect out number 2. We've seen a lot of speed on the outfield for both teams.
Yeah, I talked a little while yesterday with our coaching staff and asked them a few things about how they felt about this year. And they said they're out. The one thing they said about their defense was our outfield is super fast. Anything that gets out there, they feel that they're going to have a chance to get there to it.
So now with 2 away, the DP Smith will come to the plate here for Wallace State. This is that first pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count.
Smith was also the DP in game 1 for Wallace. She went 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts, and then fouled out and to the first baseman.
That pitch missing outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. We talked about football tomorrow with National Signing Day. We'll have tennis here Thursday as they'll open the season against Blue Mountain. Softball will leave for the coast and have a weekend down there. And then baseball will be here Friday, Saturday. Michael, I believe you're going to take over the play-by-play duties for Friday for baseball, correct?
Apparently you're that desperate that you need me to cover baseball, but I'd be glad to be out there and support Coach Collier and his team. They had a fantastic opening weekend, going 3-1 against Jackson State, and that one loss was a very close one, so they had a great weekend.
And then I believe Cal Brown said he'll come in and take care of Saturday as that one's fouled back. For strike one, 2-1 now is the count. Those games will be our next broadcast, available to you here on the Red Network of Let'sGoICCTV.com. Of course, we invite you to follow us on Twitter, as we'll be updating softball throughout the day. And, of course, if anybody happens to stream while we're down there, we'll let you know.
They're going to be facing some good competition down there, Adam. I was looking. They're facing a couple teams they know, Snead and Lurleen Wallace out of Alabama, teams we've played before, but also St. John's River and Patrick and Henry Community College, who's currently ranked number 1 in D3.
Yeah, I believe they're the defending D3 national champions as well. So, as that pitch, looked pretty good, but the umpire's going to say ball 4, so apparently just hung up a little bit too much for his liking. 2-out walk issued to Smith, and now this will be Burns, the left fielder, coming to the plate, who has made 2 outstanding defensive plays today for Wallace.
Yes.
And so she'll try to spark a 2-out rally here to see if she can get something going in the top of the second.
And that speed she's shown in the outfield, she's definitely somebody you want to keep off the base path.
So she'll dig in with a runner at first, 2 outs. Takes that first pitch in there for a strike. Again, we invite you to visit Let'sGoICC.com. You can find schedules of all of our teams, stories, stats, photos, videos, tons of stuff there on Let'sGoICC.com. Change up, hangs up for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner at first. Indians looking for the exit here in the top of the second inning. Late swing and a miss there. 1-2 now is the count. So waiting the 1-2 offering pitch here for Brown. This one popped up. Trouble. No, another great play out there in the outfield, as that's going to be a line out. Again, more of that speed showcased there as Burns is recorded for the final out of the inning. We'll take a break. We'll move to the bottom of the second, but before we do that, let's hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Enjoy.
Stuffed crust, buttery garlic spread. Little Caesars really stepped it up with their stuffed crazy crust.
They really jazzed it up. Yeah! They really plussed this crust up.
They really dolled it up.
Everyone out my house. How did y'all even get in here?
The housekeeper gave me a key.
Order stuffed crazy crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back. Back in the game. Back in motion. Back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the second inning. This will be Shands, Goodman, and Graham scheduled up here, the 6, 7, 8 batters for the Indians. So Shands
still looking for her first hit of the year. A couple of good defensive plays in game 1.
Swing and miss for strike 1 for Shands. She plays that hot corner, and man, I tell you, on this level, you got. And I don't say this to be disrespectful to anybody that plays third base, but you got to be a little crazy to play third base when you come in charging on pitches that are hit as hard as they are. And there's some great athletes that can really turn on the ball in a hurry as that pitch misses high and outside for a ball.
Yeah, you got to have reaction time of a cat to be there, just to get your glove up, just protect yourself in some cases.
Yeah, I jump at foul balls hit back at me here in the broadcast booth, so I sure would not be a third baseman. 1-1 now is the count, no outs. Shan fouls this one back, and as soon as I say flinching at a ball coming back at you.
Yeah, you asked for that one.
Yeah, I asked for that one. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs here for Shan leading us off. And swing and a miss for strike 3 Just ran that one in up on the hands. A little bit of a rise ball. Couldn't catch up with it. And that'll be one out.
Yeah, that seems to be the strength for Bailey. We've seen a lot of those rise balls out of her throughout the day, trying to get the ICC batters looking at one thing and swinging at another.
Got Philip McGee checking in. And watching today's games. Appreciate Mr. Phillip. He's a supporter of all things ICC athletics, but also all things athletics. So he gets to get out and watch a lot of different sports throughout the area, and coming out today to celebrate Coach Kirk as well here. As a swing and a miss for strike one, as this is Goodman catching here, getting her first appearance of the season. Got to visit their grandparents earlier today on campus, and they're a lovely couple. I still see them sitting down there in the stands. They were excited to come out and get to watch her in her first game today. 0-2 now is the count after a strike called there. Some of the ICC faithful not a big fan of that call. So 0-2 now is the count with one out and nobody on here in the bottom of the second. And a change up on that outside. The catcher trying to frame it to get the call, couldn't do so. Also good job by Goodman by holding off on that one. She initially liked it, but then pulled back. So 1-2 now is the count here on Goodman. She's batting in that 7th spot here for the Indians. Bailey getting set to deliver the pitch, and that's going to be danger, and it's going to be a tough play here, and she's able to leg it out. Call on that one, Adam? I'm going to call it a hit because she had to make a long-ranging play after that one.
Yeah, the third base, it was not in the third baseman spot. She was almost to the circle, so.
Even though she kind of bobbled it in that sense, but as always, our stats unofficial at the end of the day. But True. One of those, it was a tough play, and you always say if she makes the perfect play, well, then if you're saying if, then you're giving room for error. As that pitch in there for a strike, as this is Graham, the left fielder, who has ended the previous inning on a nice running catch out there in left field, had a great play in game one as well. The Grambling State reverse transfer. She's got an 0-1 count on her. Fouls that one off. Nice pitch that just ran back in on the batter that time. 0-2 now is the count. She went 1 for 2 in the first game with a single that scored 2 RBI. She also scored as well that inning, so she was a big part of that 3-run second inning that was the difference for the Indians in game one. So winning the 0-2 pitch here from Bailey. Runner at first. There is one out here in the bottom of the second. No score in game two between ICC and Wallace. A nice job finding a piece of that one, fouling it off to keep the at-bat alive here. We'll sit at 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Graham getting set to battle. Bailey taking a lot of time here. And that one's going to be fouled off. And a nice play over there by Coach Owens. Always want your coaches to make those kind of plays and not to embarrass themselves. Yeah, that was a little routine. That was kind of a slow roller, though. But it's game one. It's good to see that he's in good form early in the season. So that foul ball, the count stays 0-2 with 1 out and a runner at first. And again, fouls that one also. A nice little battle going here between Graham and Bailey. Yeah, Graham's doing a great job of. She's trying to get her out on that corner, but she's getting out there getting just enough of a piece to stay alive and not give that umpire a chance to call her out on the corner. So 0-2 is the count. Again, runner at first here for the Indians. ICC trying to spark a rally to break open this scoreless contest. That pitch missing outside. 1-2 now is the count. Well, that's where Bailey looks like she's going to live or die here with Graham. It's going to be on that outside corner. So we'll see if Graham is going to be able to adjust to it. You see the third baseman hugging the line pretty tight right there. This time comes in with it, and the snap throw down to first is not in time. So as soon as I say, going to keep living and dying on that outside corner, comes back in, gets swinging, strike 3, second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game and the inning for Bailey. Yeah, I think Graham had the same thoughts you did, looking outside, and that one just ran right in on her. So this will be Nichols coming into bat here, batting in that 9 spot. 2 outs now and a runner at first. That pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 is the count.
Nichols looking for her first hit of the year here in game 2.
Been a cloudy day today. Sun has broke out a couple times, but for the most part, been a nice day at the ballpark. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. We talked about special day celebrating Coach Andy Kirk having the field named after him. A lot of fans getting a chance to tour the new building that hasn't seen the new facility here. A little late on that one. Snap throw down to first is again not in time. Got to be careful down there.
Yeah, Goodman's got to watch that.
1-2 now is the count here on Nichols. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at first. And if you're making notes in that dugout right now for your ICC, Sertel is not afraid to throw behind you in this situation. 1-2 pitch. This one popped up, fouled off, and will stay at 1-2.
Gets just enough of that one to slice it over toward the Wallace dugout.
So still 2 outs here. Wallace looking for the exit. ICC looking for a 2-out rally here. See if they can spark one here in the bottom of the second of a scoreless contest. That one fouled off, and
ooh, my goodness.
There is a very slim margin of an area over there that you can sneak the ball through without hitting a safety netting. Well, she found it, and luckily for that young lady for Wallace, she had the wherewithal to duck in a hurry.
Well, thankfully, she was already sitting on a bucket. It went, and she ducked it, went right over her head, bounced off the back wall, and came out again.
So waiting the 1-2 pitch here, and this one's going to be fouled off, this time off the netting, and we'll stay at 1-2. Nice at bat going here for Lakin. Trying to find a way to win the battle here. 1-2 now is the count. So waiting the 1-2 offering coming here from Bailey. And that one is going to be a fair ball. Looked like it thought it hit her in the batter's box, but instead they're going to say it will be a fair ball and out number 3. No score through 2 complete here in game 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back. Back in the game. Back in motion. Back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Try Little Caesar's Stuffed Crazy Crust. Everyone loves it, including Justin Jefferson and all his friends.
Stuffed crust? Buttery garlic spread?
That looks mighty delicious, Justin.
It sure does, Mr. Pumpernickel. And at $9.49, it's the lowest price in stuffed crust, with no strings attached.
No strings attached? You want a piece of me?
No, Mr. Pumpernickel. Justin, run.
Order delicious Stuffed Crazy Crust for $9.49 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 3rd inning. And we'll be back to the top of the lineup here. 1, 2, 3 batters due up, and this is where they did a lot of damage at. Jones, Thomas, and Phillips. Jones and Thomas both had a single. It was a great play at short to rob Phillips of a base hit and eventually cut down some runs as ICC was able to get out of that inning with no damage done. That pitch missing low to Jones. It's Brown still in the circle here for ICC. "1-0 is the count. Hard hit ball, and it's going to get through the wickets of the second baseman, and that's going to go for an error. One of those for Duhan. 9 times out of 10 make that play, but just took that awkward hop and
at the plate,
E4 on the play.
Thomas.
Yeah, sometimes that's going to happen to you, unfortunately, but you pick your head back up and keep going.
So this will be Thomas coming to the plate now. She's single, but was erased on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes that one for a ball.
Defense looking for that. Everybody playing in and charging, especially with the runner on first already.
This is where they got a lot of speed right now, so Wallace can cause a lot of problems with the speed on the bases here. Shows bunt. She did attempt at it, and that will go as a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Might be good she didn't make contact, because the way she was bunting, she was kind of pushing up on the play, and had it went up, the third baseman had come in and charged pretty well. Could have actually turned that into a double play if the ball would have been struck that time. This time lays it down, but it's going to roll foul. And so now 1-2 is the count. My goodness, look how fast she is, man.
She was gone before.
Yeah.
Who's catching this time? Goodman could really make a decision on that one, just hold off.
And not only that, Jones was almost making the turn at second. So,
yeah, she's had a great jump every time that that Thomas has had a swing here or an attempt.
So 1-2 now is the count. No outs. Runner at first. Scoreless here in the top of the third in game 2. Now this one's going to be popped up. Shortstop calling everyone off and will make the play for out number 1. Big out.
Yeah, especially with the speed at first and the speed that Thomas herself has. Keeping her off the bases, keeping the runner at first. It's a big win there.
Up the bat, number 11, Brandy Phillips.
Now, so this will be Brandy Phillips, who hit the ball hard last time, but it was just a great play at shortstop by Porter to rob her of a base hit. 1 out and a runner at first. Still no score here. ICC won the first game of the day, 3-1. Trying to see if they can find a way to pull off the sweep this afternoon. That pitch just a little up for the umpire's liking. 1-0 is the count.
ICC does have somebody warming up in the bullpen as well. That is, let's see, that is number 12, Ella Lilly.
This one popped up mile high. Right fielder's going to go over and squeeze it for out number 2. Nice job out there by, I believe that's Jory. Yeah, Jory's out there.
Right
yep.
Number 15, Charlie Kaiser.
Couldn't read my own writing. Had to figure out who that was, and it's not the first time that's happened. So now with 2 outs and a runner at first, Indians trying to see if they can sneak out the back door of this inning with no damage done. As that pitch goes high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Kaiser, the first baseman, reached on a fielder's choice, stole the base, but was left stranded back in the first. Big swing and a miss. Runner goes and opts not to throw that one out. Like the ball kind of slipped out of her hands that time when she went to make the exchange. So stolen base there for Jones. Now moves her into scoring position. 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs. So Kaiser waiting the pitch here from Brown. That one missing low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count.
See if she can get focused back in here and just work on Kaiser. 2 outs. Just needs to find a way to deal with her.
So waiting the 2-1 offering here from Brown. Well, all speed and another great play over there at short. That's a line out to Porter. And she's got the glove working for her today. Indians get out of more danger there. We'll move to the bottom of the third, but before we do that, let's hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
It's the Fast Break Sports Show that starts your day. Mississippi Sports Today, Tuesday through Friday at 9. And if you don't catch it at 9, the MST podcast is on wherever you listen with a team of hosts like no other.
For the folks that are listening, I mean, yeah, there is egg salad, but Drew is bringing like a refrigerated, like a pack. So
it's going to be refrigerated.
Egg salad,
yeah.
24-hour egg salad. Yeah, we're dropping like flies.
Join Craig and the guys for Mississippi Sports Today on Super Talk 1019.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the third inning. Still no score between ICC and Wallace State here in the second game of the day. 3-1 was the final score in favor of ICC. Alyssa Clift with 10 strikeouts, brought to you by Renaissance Bank, was our Samstown market star of the game. As this will be top of the lineup here for the Indians, Duhan?
And that is correct.
So Duhan stands in, takes that first pitch for a ball. She doubled.
Off the wall.
Yep. In her first at bat and was left stranded at second after the Indians, or excuse me, at third.
Yeah, she advanced to third.
Yeah, she advanced to third after the Indians got runners on the corners. So that pitch of beauty on that outside corner for a strike. So Wallace has left 3 runners on the bags, all 3 of those in scoring position. ICC's left 2, one of those in scoring position. Changeup hangs up for a ball. 2-1 now is the count.
Yeah, good plate discipline all day in both games by Duhan. Really sees those pitches pretty well.
So waiting the 2-1 offering now here from Bailey. Beautiful pitch right down there. You can kind of tell Duhan, shaking her head, knew that was a good one. She probably should have took a chop at there. So 2-2 now is the count. Bailey, she's a methodical style pitcher. She doesn't get in a very big hurry. As there's a line drive. Beautiful play by the shortstop. And the toss over on the putout, man, we've seen some great plays by both shortstops here in game 1.
Yeah, the shortstops and the left fielders have really put on a show for us in both games so far.
So 1 out now. And this will bring Porter to the plate. She playing shortstop today, flew out to center in her only appearance so far here in game 2. Looks at that first pitch inside for a strike. I'll put it down as a ball. 1-0 is the count now. Sun's starting to peek out once again here at the ballpark. Talked about it being a cloudy day, but not a bad day for softball. Especially whenever it's in the 70s this time of year. I don't know if it got up to 70 today, but it's warm temperatures today versus what's coming. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, next week's not looking quite so comfortable.
At the end of the month, it's going to be a possibility of being pretty nasty weather-wise. That daggum.
It's the joy of living in Mississippi, unfortunately.
What's that critter that saw his shadow?
Oh, the groundhog.
Yeah, daggum groundhog had to see his shadow.
We should come up with our own ICC version of Groundhog Day. There
That's
we go.
Drop for a base hit.
Porter dropping one out there into shallow right center.
Maybe Porter's going to be like, we're going to need you to talk about Groundhog Day more often.
Yeah, other various critters we can talk about. What if we were to have our own Groundhog Day here? What animal would we use?
It's a good question. We've got a lot of squirrels on campus.
Oh, last night
raccoons.
as I left basketball a little bit early in the middle of the men's game, I look across Main Street toward the old drive-in over there, and there's 3 or 4 deer just walking along, having a good time. So
coming back home from Mom's on Sunday, up 9, coming back towards Pontotoc from here, counted 12. 2 of them about came out in front of me, so I slowed down dramatically on that drive home.
Yeah, hunting season has ended, but they're still walking around. There's another shot.
That one blistered out to the center fielder. They're going to test the arm, and she's going to have to hurry. And she is not. No, the throw is not. The throw is in time. And so that will be a single for Brown. She'll advance on the throw, and that will be 8-5 on the putout of Porter. So ICC being a little aggressive on the bases there, just good throw from center field to be able to get the out.
Indeed. Coach Owen said he wants to be fast. He wants to be aggressive on the base path. And, you know, it's still a 0-0 ball game. You got to take those chances.
So now with 2 outs in the inning, this is going to be Sadie Stegall coming to the plate. She walked in a nice at-bat in her previous time up.
Yeah, she really battled and stayed in there and got the best of Bailey on that one.
So runner at second after a great throw to cut down the runner trying to advance to third, but a heads-up play by Brown to be able to advance into scoring position. So that pitch missing outside evens up the count now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs is the situation. If you're Bailey, you love that throw from center field to be able to help get an out and not put you in that situation where you've got runners at second and third with 1 out here.
Yeah, it makes a huge change if you have those two in scoring position and less than 2 outs.
So waiting the 2-1 offering here. This one popped back and catches the very top of the new netting here at the ball field and goes back in play. 2-2 now is the count. See Coach Paul Johnson, the Hall of Fame tennis coach. Recent birthday boy out enjoying some softball today. Something tells me if they had tennis practice, he probably made his way over there just to check things out as there's a pitch missing outside for a ball.
Yeah, I got to visit with him before Game 1 today as folks were rolling in to honor Coach Kirk, and it's always good to have Coach Johnson out here. Meant a lot. Came to school at ICC, played football here, coached football, coached track and field at one point, and then really made his mark as a tennis coach.
And they're going to get her looking at strike 3 as Stegall. Can't pull the trigger on that one. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning. We're still scoreless here after 3. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
College. The best start here.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as no score here through 3 innings of play. We move now to the top of the 4th. Both teams have had their opportunities, just have not been able to cash in, and it's mainly been a large part of some great defensive plays here in Game 2. We just saw a great job by the center fielder, the runner trying to stretch out and get to third for the second out. Then, of course, they were able to take care of business there with that strikeout brought to you by Renaissance Bank to end the inning.
Nice pitch.
For a strike, 1-1 is the count. This is Sertel, Graves, and Kelly due up here in the top of the 4th inning. Brown is still in the circle for ICC. This one hit hard. Center fielders going to have to charge back into the wall, and it is out of here. A solo home run off the bat of Sertel, and Wallace takes their first lead of the afternoon here with that solo home run by Sertel.
It's her second of the year. gives her her third RBI of the year as well.
That was one of those that just barreled up that time and found its way out of the ballpark. Just a line drive and
dead center right over the logo.
Yeah, and of course, today we talk about Coach Andy Kirk with the field being named after him, but he said those are his favorite type of home runs. When you just hit that line drive that gets out of the ballpark, you know you've hit it pure. So now it's going to be Graves coming to the plate. Still no outs and nobody on. 1-0. Wallace with the lead as that pitch drifting high for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. Right now, if you're Brown, you put that one in the rear view. Don't worry about it. Come back and attack Graves here. She grounded out, or lined out on a bunt attempt to the first baseman. That pitch up high, 2-0 now is the count. So winning the 2-0 pitch here from Brown. And that one missing. So Goodman's going to come out and talk to her pitcher here, just kind of get her to settle down. She's asking for another ball here. Says maybe that one's a little bit too slick. But you got to come out, as we said, just kind of shake it off and just get right back here, see if you can find a strike.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes that moment of catcher talking to you, getting your confidence back, and just knowing you can keep throwing the good game you've thrown so far through 3 innings.
And so the brief meeting in the circle is broken up now. And so Graves will dig in with a 3-0 count. We mentioned still no outs here. In the top of the fourth, Wallace with the 1-0 lead. And that one in the dirt, just tried to maybe over-adjust a little bit, threw it a little bit too hard that time. Couldn't find the handle on it. And that will be the second walk of the day issued by Brown. And the infield going to come in, just try to talk up their pitcher here in this situation. Sun is out. It is shining bright here in Fulton. 1-0 is the score. And this will be Kelly coming to the plate. Kelly pops this one up. Left fielder's going to come over and will make the play for the out. So a big play there. And nice job by Graham to cover the distance and be able to squeeze that one for the first out and give ICC a little bit of breathing room.
Indeed, you gotta get those whenever you have a chance to get this. Their pitchers kind of struggling with the home run and the walk, kind of not feeling it. So getting that quick defensive out is going to make a big impact there. And this will bring number 6 Smith, the DP, up to bat. She walked in her first appearance of this game back in the 2nd inning. So she's going to look to see what she can do to advance this Wallace inning.
Appreciate you taking over there and giving me a chance to get my visor on now that I can see again. That change-up hangs up. 1-1 now is the count here on Smith. And looks like we may have the...
Yeah, Lily is up in the bullpen again for the Indians.
Looks like the runner at first may have tweaked the ankle trying to get a push off there as time was called and checked on her. And she seems to be okay, but as you said, Indians are sending someone to the bullpen to start getting loose. And this will be Smith now with a 1-1 count, 1 out and a runner on first. That pitch in there for a strike. Nice job by Brown. Just take a little extra time, catch her breath, and deliver the strike there. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out and a runner at first. 1-0 is the score after a solo home run to start the inning. That pitch had Smith dancing around a little bit, but up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count.
Yeah, inside pitch just kind of came in a little too high to try to catch that inside corner.
So 2-2 now is the count. 1 out, pitch on its way. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
Got her looking on that one the wrong direction.
Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. Their first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Brown. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting RenaissanceBank.com. And now this will be Burns coming to the plate. She lined out to left. on a nice play out there in left field, and her only at bat so far. Swings on this one, fouls it off, strike one.
Gets her chasing that inside pitch, just gets off the toe there.
So Burns will try to spark a little bit of a two-out rally here. ICC trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done after the leadoff home run by Sertel. 0-1 pitch coming. This one hit hard. Right fielder's going to charge on and make the play for the out. So a nice job settling down after the home run and a walk. Was able to get out of the inning with only one run on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We'll take the timeout and come back with the bottom of the fourth. We're to be McKnight, Shands, and Goodman scheduled up for the Indians. Back with more right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the fourth inning. Wallace State with a 1-0 lead after a solo home run by Sertel in the top half of the inning. ICC we're going to try to see if they can spark something here in the bottom half. They're going to make a change to the lineup. Now batting for the Indians is going to be number 2, and it's going to be Jenna Whitfield. She is a utility player out of Russellville, Alabama. So Jenna will dig in here to lead us off in the bottom of the fourth. Bailey still in the circle here for Wallace. And she has gotten comfortable and starting to get that outside corner pretty consistently now for a strike.
Yeah, she has found exactly where this game's umpire likes it, and that's what the pitcher's got to do once you've established where they like it and where you can be consistent. Just try to hit it every time.
So 0-1 is the count here to Whitfield. That pitch missing high and outside. 1-1 now is the count. Well, Indians had a couple of opportunities to push across and run, just haven't been able to do so here in game 2. They won the first game 3-1 after scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the second. And that pitch missing high and outside. 2-1 now is the count.
Yeah, they put a runner on base in every inning so far this game. Scoring position 2 out of the 3. Just haven't quite been able to drive anybody in yet.
So 2-1 now is the count here to Whitfield. Awaiting the pitch from Bailey. Fouls this one off the netting, and we'll even the count up now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. As Whitfield starting us off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Awaiting the 2-2 offering here. Grounder, second baseman is going to come up, make a play, and throws it over in time for the out. 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home for out number 1, and this will bring up Shands to the plate now here for the Indians. Shands struck out swinging, and her only at bat so far here. She's playing third base for the Indians. ICC looking for something to get going here. They've got 4 hits here in game 2 as that pitch in the dirt and then comes back and bounces off the umpire, but luckily not a really hard throw that time, more of an off-speed pitch, ball 1.
Yeah, I don't think the catcher even realized she didn't have it because she's holding it up trying to show the umpire, and he's like, you don't have it, so.
So 1-0 is the count. That pitch drifts high for a ball. 2-0 now.
See our friend Dr. Gabe Rulowitz out here visiting.
Proud sponsor of ICC Athletics.
And all-around good guy. He
Really
found
is.
some fantastic old ICC football programs.
Nice.
At an antique store and was kind enough to grab those and donate them to college. So we had copies of those.
There's a fly ball center field. Is it going to have enough? Back to the wall, and it's going to be off the top of the wall.
Oh, my goodness.
And then she wisely checked up. The fans were wanting to keep going as the center fielder could not find the ball. If she does try to go, I think she's got enough arm to throw her out. But I thought that one was gone.
She
it
missed
hit
it
off
by
the
inches.
Yes.
She missed it by inches, Adam.
Boy, that would have tied the game up there. Shands, you got to eat one or two more Wheaties in the morning to get that one across, I guess.
Looking out in the stands, I see her dad, and he looks pretty happy. He's kind of bopping along to the music there, so he knows how close she got on that one.
See our AD, Chad Case. He was ready to go run that one down. Beautiful off-speed pitch there. Goodman way ahead of that one.
He must have finished his pickleball match from game one in order to get out there into the outfield in time now.
He's trying to stay loose so he won't get stove up after playing pickleball out there. We got a break in the action. Like we're going to have a runner coming in this case here for the Indians. It's going to be Morgan Green coming in to run in place of Shands here. Green representing the tying run for the Indians. As 0-1 is the count here on Goodman. She singled and her only at bat so far. You got to think if she can repeat that, get something down to the gap, Indians might have a chance to tie up this contest.
Yeah, the outfielders are playing her about midway, so anything in a gap that runs definitely could score Green.
Off-speed pitch, a little high that time. Some of the Wallace State faithful getting a little chirpy after that one. 1-1 now is the count. 1 out, and this one fouled right back to you, Upton.
I know. Darn net kept me from grabbing that one.
1-2 now is the count. Well, again, tomorrow, National Signing Day for football. We invite you to visit letsgoicc.com and follow us on your favorite social media platform to see who the newest members of the ICC family will be joining us tomorrow. As that pitch fouled back, we'll stay at 1-2.
I'm excited to see. I've been kind of get to see different young athletes who've been posting their commitment on social media, and it's exciting to see some of the quality of athletes that we're going to be bringing in.
Well, all that madness will start at 12:01 tomorrow morning.
The fax machines start firing up, right?
Unfortunately, the fax machines are now no more. They do them by email, and really and truly, if you think about it, it's that pitch fouled out of play. If you think about it, the fax machine has no purpose in life now that you don't have to
that was it.
sign an NIL.
1 day a year.
So that pitch fouled out of play. We'll stay at 1-2 here for Goodman, who is catching in game 2. You've got Green running in place of Shands, who nearly started us off here with hit a solo home run. It was off the top part of the fence. That change up, and it hangs up for a ball. 2-2 now is the count.
Good eye there by Goodman, because that one had the look of what a lot of batters would want to try to get a piece of.
Yeah, changeup is such an effective pitch, especially when you're throwing it for strikes. You just kind of pop it up out of nowhere, but right now that pitch kind of hanging up for Bailey in this one. A 2-2 count now here. Goodman's going to take time and step out and reset. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Tying run at second here for the Indians in the bottom of the 4th. Game 2 here against Wallace State. There's a shot to the third baseman and a line out there, and luckily for the Indians, nobody really covering second, or that could have been a double play. And so now with 2 outs, this will bring now this is going to be number 9, McClendon, coming into bat for the Indians. So another new batter coming into the contest here. She did get in a bat in game 1.
She did. She came in place of Nichols in the 5th and grounded out to the pitcher.
And so McClendon will dig in here. 2 outs. Tying run at second for the Indians. ICC would love to spark a little bit of a 2-out rally here. McClendon awaiting the pitch. Swings on the first one, fouls it back, strike one.
Just a little late trying to get a hold of that one. Fouls it straight back on the ground.
So 0-1 is the count. McClendon batting in place of Graham, who's been playing in left field here. Waiting the 0-1 offering here from Bailey. Swing and a miss. Nice job coming back inside with the fastball. 0-2 now is the count. So we got to guard the dish here, Michael.
Indeed, she's going to have to protect and try to get out and time this right, as she's been behind on the first 2 pitches so far.
0-2 pitch. Not a bad spot to miss after coming inside a couple of times. A breaking pitch telling away from the batter. 1-2 now is the count here on McClendon. As we said, ICC's had some opportunities. Twice they've come up empty with runners in scoring position. Don't want to do that again here. Instead, another big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout, and Bailey fired up coming out of the circle there, as that is her 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout, and once again, ICC for the 3rd time this afternoon leaving a runner in scoring position. We played 4 here in Fulton, 1-0. Wallace with the lead. We'll take a timeout and come back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
When I think of ICC, I think about home.
The moment I stepped on campus, I knew it was a perfect fit.
It helped me find my true self.
It has opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
I was able to get involved here and make a real difference.
I've met my closest friends here.
There's something for everyone to be involved with.
I've gained skills to succeed in the workforce.
It's been the best experience.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents, not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a maestro of the clarinet, a famous speed solver,
piece of cake,
a noted cheese connoisseur,
Limburger.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, now as we move to the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 your score here after a solo home run by Sertel. Back in the 4th inning is the difference in the contest right now. As back to the top of the lineup. This will be Jones, Thomas, and Phillips. Dangerous part of the lineup here for the Indians. Or excuse me, for Wallace. Is that pitch missing outside for a ball?
Jones has been on base both times that she's been at the plate in this game. She got a single in the first and reached on an error in the 3rd. Stole second and got stranded there.
That one ripped, and it's going to get through for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting there by Jones, her 2nd hit of the evening. Tell you what, the top part of this lineup is impressive for Wallace. Got plenty of pop in the bat, but also lots of speed. As this is going to be Thomas coming to the plate. She's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Flew out to the shortstop, or popped out, I should say, to the shortstop in her last at bat. Shows bunt, fouls it off, and that'll go for a strike. We're going to welcome in the man of the hour here into the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth as Coach Andy Kirk joining us. And Coach, appreciate you taking time out of your day. I know it's been a fun day, a hectic day, but a fun day, getting to see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of former players, coaches, and friends and family members coming out today. And Coach, on behalf of me and Michael, congratulations on a special day.
Thank you, guys. It has. It's been quite overwhelming, to say the least. We got to see some great softball here today, too. Yep. But, yeah, seeing a lot of old players. I think we had just about a former alumni from each team that was here. It was very surprising with them, if not player, their parents, that showed up today, which is very special just to show that how supportive they are, throughout the years. I was really surprised.
Well, Coach, I'm going to go to the wide shot right here for our fans to see it. You see it right there on the field. Andy Kirk Field here. Just has it set in yet? Has those emotions really kind of clicked that your legacy will now live forever here at ICC? As this pitch popped up, shortstop calls one off and squeezes it for the out.
It has not, and I don't know when it will, because by the time I think I've got control of my emotions and kind of, thinking about it, it's like we're listening to y'all's broadcast Friday. Dana and I were watching the TV of the baseball play, and I pull up on Twitter and I said, Dana, look at this. I said, look at where they're playing at today. They're at Roy Crescent Field. I said, this is what it's going to say for all the softball from here on out. And, of course, I broke down.
Yes.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it was very emotional just thinking of that.
Hard hit ball. This one get past the left fielder who tried to make a diving effort. Tons of speed on the bases right now, and ICC's going to have to relay it in a hurry, and that's going to go for a triple. Well, Phillips comes up with the clutch play there as she tried to dive to make the play in the outfield. Ball got away, but a good job of relaying it in, but it will be an RBI triple and an insurance run on the board there for Wallace. Well, Coach, just talk about it, man. So many memories on this field, of course. I told somebody, I was joking, I was like, there might be the only, well, I say third because I know Dana's going to be the second most excited, but the third most excited person today has been me, one for you, but also seeing all these people that, over my 15 years at ICC share so many memories with. But, take a moment if you need to, but just think about some of those memories that you've been able to have on this field.
It's kind of amazing you say that. Coach Case and I were joking around before the game and stuff about how far this has come. He was talking about he came out and was talking to the team when they did the Powerade a few weeks ago and letting them know how this field actually got started with him being the coach right before me and not having a permanent fence.
Yeah.
People don't even realize we didn't have a permanent outfield fence.
I remember that.
And then having a temporary fence they put up that anybody could run through, including like Kimmy Nicholson.
Yes.
With her speed, and then getting a outfield fence put up, but we still got the practice football crown running through right field.
Yep.
And a kind of a marsh pit out in left field and stuff like that people don't realize how far they have that first renovation done and sacrifices those teams made.
That pitch is fouled off for strike two. This is Kaiser at the plate. She is 0 for 1 on the day. She did reach on a fielder's choice in this situation. But yeah, Andy, I know one thing, your family was here to able to spend that moment with you as well. You're a big family guy. Got the grandkids out here, even though one of them was a little bossy to me earlier, but I know that had to be a little extra special to the day. There's a line drive out to center field. Nichols will have to go back and she can't find it, and that will drop for a double, and that will score another run for Wallace.
All right, now I told Coach Owens that the one thing I didn't want today to be was a distraction for him, and everything else has gone so far to me getting this microphone. So,
yeah. Well, the funny
you say that.
I'm gonna say earlier we invited Dr. Allen on, and that's when they scored their one run in the other
trend
game.
has started
so
here.
Dr. Allen was like, you know what, guys, I'm out. So
between you and Mr. Upton, this might be a two-man crew. Y'all saying the rest of the year, huh?
No, not at all.
Yeah, but the family, talking about family, man, it's just so special. We have a lot of sickness in our family, just like we do in this whole area. As y'all know, a couple schools shut down last week, and it's just going around. And just to have them extended family from both sides, my parents, just all the way down. I even took a moment yesterday to go by the cemeteries to talk to grandparents. My mom who's passed on, and just, they already know about it, and they're cheering for us. But just to have that special time to share with them of how this is for not just myself, but a legacy for our entire family for years and years to come.
We got a little break in the action right now as they're going to come out and talk things over here in the circle. And we're continuing our conversation with Coach Andy Kirk, who is now had the field named after him today. And one thing that you can also always say is you won the first ever game, or not you, but the first ever game on Andy Kirk Field was a W.
Was a W, yes. And I was just actually, before I came in here, telling Dana that I got to get down to the dugout to make sure, as both of our coaches are young and wonderful, don't get me wrong, but that someone is going to give Coach Owens a signed ball. Oh, I should have known. Gore is already on it, man. That's spot on. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the reason he's the best SID
there is no doubt.
The business.
And I was sharing this story to brag on Gore. When we've known each other a long time,
yes.
But we were north and south, and the South didn't carry a whole lot for us. And then we went to a whole statewide conference. And I would not tell you how many of those were so jealous of the broadcast that we got, the attention that softball got. I mean, y'all are the gold standard.
This is a deep fly ball. Trouble here. Nichols to the wall, and will squeeze it for the out. They're going to tag the runner up and head to second. So now there will be 2 away here in the inning.
And they were all talking about we might get one game broadcast every 2 weeks. And he said, y'all got every game, home, away, you got video, you got photographers, y'all got social media, your kids are getting interviewed all the time. And they were just saying that is such a recruiting advantage. And I was like, yeah, we take advantage every chance we can of the great job that you and your staff have done over the years supporting, all sports here, but especially softball. It's meant a lot to myself personally.
We've got a call to the bullpen here being brought to you by Guaranteed Bank here in Fulton. This is going to be Ella Lilly coming in to pitch. We'll continue to talk here, Coach Kirk. And you talk about that. We go actually way back before our ICC days, back in those wild West Union slow pitch softball days when you got a chance to win the state championship down there. Just as a general question, it's one of them I kind of like to ask people, and feel free once again if you need to take a moment and think about this, but what does the game of softball mean to you?
Man, softball, they say it's not your life, but it does kind of become your life. The life lessons you learn from it that I always thought the Lord had put me on here on the earth to coach female sports. Mm-hmm. I did that, basketball and softball at West Union. Sometimes I feel sorry for a few of those teams because they got to see the more a little intense younger coach who was learning his way as they're going around. And we had a lot of success. I actually shared a story earlier today of coaching in the first ever fast pitch division game, West Union versus Myrtle. And Myrtle was not good enough to run with us, and we were just good enough to stay in the game. And 2 hours and 45 minutes later, we finally played 7 innings.
Oh, my goodness.
And you come from that to what the product you're watching on the field today is just amazing. And softball has been so good to me and my family. I've got so many relationships that we had. People from out of state were here. We had other ones sending good wishes from all over the country. Just it's a really family sport. That's all I can say. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody's involved in supporting these girls.
This is going to be Graves at the plate here. New pitcher in the game is Ella Lilly for ICC. That pitch fouled off for strike one. Continuing our conversation with Coach Andy Kirk on this special day where he's had the softball field named after him here. And I know it's a great honor for you there, Coach Kirk. And, you think about the program, where it was. And you've seen a unique perspective. You've seen it from the start of fastball. There's a ground ball up the middle. Nice play over at short. The throw, though, is too high. Will get away, and just a tough play there. She made the great diving effort. And looks like she might be shaken up on the play as well. But the run did come across to score in that situation. But
she landed hard whenever she made that dive there.
That was Porter trying to make the play for the Indians. But just talk about just how far softball has come from wherever it started, to, used to be slow pitch softball was kind of one of those sports to, get a little extra money on the high school level. But, they've done away with slow pitch now, big-time focus on fast pitch softball. And, man, the brand of fast pitch softball has gotten so much better in the area.
It sure has. You've gotten so many coaches who have softball background now and baseball background that have transitioned. At first, it was kind of a lot of baseball guys didn't want to transition over from the slow pitch. They said it was too easy. Just roll the ball out there. Everybody can hit it. Everybody can pitch it, all this stuff, and there's too much into it. But everybody seemed to fall in love with the fast pace of the game. It keeps the fans involved. The players are so excited to play, and you just love to come watch and cheer them on.
That pitch missing for a ball. 4-0 is the score now here in favor of Wallace, as this is Lilly who's coming in to pitch here for ICC. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on first and second for Wallace, as we're talking with Coach Andy Kirk, former head coach of the Indians. And Coach, that guy's voice was kind of weird that was reading the accolades and stuff like that you made throughout your career. But one of the unique ones you had a chance was to become the first ever softball program to reach a #1 ranking in the country in that 2019 season. And I was talking to Kerry Miney earlier, and Maddie and Ellie and that crew. Man, you look back at it, you always hate to say the what ifs in life, but that 2020 squad, that was going to be a special team. Where you look back on that squad. Now there's a ground ball, and throw across the way is too tall. Just a coaching opportunity there. Could have stepped on the bag and got the third out of the inning, but instead another error on the Indians this inning here.
Yeah, if she had that to redo, I mean, that's a young player that's going to learn, and coach is going to go out right now. That's early in the season. It is a lot of coaching moments, but yes, man, I'll tell you, I was going through the locker room a while ago, and I was showing some of the former players that were here those early days when we didn't have the bathrooms in the dugouts, which was one of the phase one of going through it with that administration. I was like, we got to have bathrooms in the dugout. The older I get, I'm not even run up to the concession stand, use the restroom all the time. But Al, they were the foundation that got it going. And then you get to that 2018, 2019 teams. In 2019, they won the first state championships and really got us in that really top 5 national ranking. And 19, we go to the World Series. We got a lot of players back. We're missing our ace pitcher, but we brought in 2 D1 transfers, and we're thinking probably from top to bottom, the best offensive team for sure that we were ever going to have. And COVID hits, and we only play 14 games, and it is a what if, season of 2020, just a lost season. You hate it for those high school kids, but you also the sophomores that year for us, because they had already had signed their leases and signed their scholarships to move on to other colleges and stuff, and we only had one of those come back. So you had that year, and then you turn around in 2021 and you're all freshmen, plus I think we had 3 or 4 that had played in those 14 games during COVID, and you don't expect anything. In those last 2 years, I'm telling you, it's 2 of the funnest teams I coached that just loved to play. They loved each other. They didn't care who got the credit, and that 21 team was just amazing that they, just pieced it together. We pitched it really well, didn't hit it great at times, and they just loved to play together.
0-1 is the count here on Burns. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Looks at that pitch, and it finds the corner for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. Well, Andy, I know, you're a humble guy, and this right here is a great moment for you. But I know the biggest thing and the most proudest you are of your players is when you see them success off the field. In the classroom is always something big for you. But whenever you see these players today, like a Courtney Dawson that come all the way back 6 hours from home to see you, she's got a kid now and the family's doing good. When they make that success beyond the game of softball is what means the most to you.
It sure does, and we have so many success stories. To make Coco and them showing up was a total surprise. I'm not surprised now that they're here, but I was not expecting it and to make that sacrifice. And like we said, the parents who showed up because their kids are still in school or at jobs they're not able to get off, and they're here to represent their family. Just to have somebody here represent their family.
This ball popped up, giving chase, and does she make the play? Yes, she does. Out in foul territory.
Outstanding play.
So a big inning there, though. 4 runs on the board for Wallace. Coach, you got a little bit more time to stick around for us in the bottom half?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be back with more right after this.
Keep watching. Okay, where's the remote?
Ugh, it's under her arm.
I'm going to go for it.
So close.
Oh, maybe he can get it. Guess not.
I mean, can you blame him? We're delicious.
Delicious and sugar-free.
Delicious and caffeine-free. Yep. Anyway, about that remote.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Wallace puts a 4 spot on the board as they take a 5-0 lead here over the Indians in Game 2. ICC won the first game of the day, 3-1 for the first ever game on Andy Kirk Field. We're talking with Coach Kirk up here. And, Coach, do you ever just, I mean, I know it's funny. It's funny, once a coach, always a coach.
That's right.
You know, so, you're always going to be called a coach. But, looking back on this day, what has it meant to you over your career and just your time here, not only here at ICC, but what all you've given back to the game of softball? But what has today meant to you?
This it is such an honor to be recognized, and as you were mentioned a while ago, I kind of got sidetracked, which happens as coaches, especially as you get older.
You're watching the game, and the coach naturally comes out in you.
And I am the people that know me know I am very humbled. And I was telling Dana on the way here, I was like, she said, "Are you excited?" I said, "Yeah, I'm excited, but this is not my cup of tea. I don't like being the center of attention. I never did. I always put it on the kids."
There's a line shot out to the gap, and that's going to be a double. And that was
Camden Taylor.
Taylor. So I was trying to get my notes straight. So Taylor comes in and sparks the bats for the Indians. A double to start us off here.
11's running for her.
So that will be Nichols checking back in. So, but Coach, feel free to continue.
Yeah. It's I've always tried to give the. Coaches get too much credit, and I just always thought the players should get the credit, and that's why, during my career I let you do the interviews with the players. They're the ones out there doing all the hard work, and it's kind of hard. It's very appreciated, but it is hard being out there to center attention, but it has been worth it. Just a wonderful day of seeing some people and catching up and just hearing the stories, and besides the ones that were here, the texts that we got and the phone calls, just that we're not able to make it, but just the success stories of what you're talking about off the field. We've got one in chiropractor school, one in nurse practitioner school, dental hygienist, several occupational therapists, physical therapists, police officers.
Yep.
And,
yep.
And she would arrest me if I was doing wrong. I know, because that's the way she's bought.
Yes.
Just a success business. Just they're successful. They tell me all the time that they've learned so much, and that means a lot to me. And they carry those life lessons over to their kids and in their professions. And that just, as a coach, that's what it's all about. We try to teach them this game of softball, and we love it. And we love to compete while we're on the field. And when the game over, it's over. But you still got to be a success in life and get that degree and find that job and that special person and take care of your family. That's what we are. But the one thing about ICC softball and ICC in general is it is one big family here.
Yes.
And it has always been that way. And I told a couple people today, I was like, there was no way I was ever going to be able to fail here when I had so many people behind me, supporting me and pushing me along. And that goes from the housekeepers to the grounds to the administration to your office. We've had all people who checked on us every day to see if you need anything. And I was lucky my time here to have an administration that let me coach the way that I knew how to coach.
Swing and a miss there by Duhan for the first out of the inning. And I tell you what, this is a new pitcher in the game, Ava Smith. That was a wicked rise ball that cut right back into the batter there. As this will be Porter, who singled, was thrown out trying to go to third on a hit later on in that inning. So the Indians trying to spark a little bit of a rally here after a double to start the inning. That pitch in there for a strike. Again, talking with Coach Andy Kirk here in Game 2 on a special day for Coach Kirk, having the field name after him. So, Andy, I know told you would do this as well, but I do want to give you an opportunity a little bit later on here this evening to be thinking about, people you want to thank. I know it's always a tough question because you feel like you're going to leave somebody out, but I know there's a lot of important people, and one of them we really want to talk about, because if I don't, she's going to skim my head, is Dana. She came along during the season, during your career here at ICC, and it's really, they say, behind every successful man's a even stronger woman, and, that's the case with Dana.
That's exactly right. She was a team mom. I don't get a text or a phone call from a former player that does not tell me to tell Miss Dana hi. Mm-hmm. We go hand in hand. We're two peas in a pod. She took these kids in who are some a long way away from home,
yep,
and We thank their parents for trusting us, but she was the woman who would feed them, take them in, do whatever she had to be that support for them. And she found out that these kids they might be older than her third graders, but they're just as fun and silly and goofy at times, and that's what makes it interesting. And we talk about it all the time. We have 2 biological daughters, but we have over 100 more that are throughout this country that we claim.
There's a shot up the middle. This is a chance to score the run here. Nichols is going to round third, and she'll head home, and the Indians put a run on the board. Big-time clutch hit there. Second one of the day for Porter. Return to sender right back up the middle. Lakin's got speed to burn, and there was no doubt she was going to be able to score on that one. And 5-1 is the score now with 1 out and a runner at first. And big run there to get that 1 run on the board. Try to start chopping away at this 4-run lead.
What's the first thought that comes to your mind, Gord? Let me ask you a question. You're in the question mood. Seeing the left-handed catcher there. You remember the left-handed catcher we had here that was I don't know if she would weigh 100 pounds soaking wet with all the equipment on.
You put me on the spot.
And came from Calhoun County.
Yes, that's the reason why you're putting me on. Dadgummit. Now you're killing me, Andy. I know her name, but as soon as you're going to say
She's
it.
a physical therapist in the Huntsville area from Bruce, Mississippi.
Yes.
The home of Brad Logan and Cal Brown.
Stolen base, and I'm seeing her face plain as day. And here's the bad thing about it. JoJo will whoop me for getting her name because that's her mama's name, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's funny that you say that because all the way home on Sunday from church, she had texted me it was her birthday, and I texted her back. And Dana and I were not able to remember her mama's name. And you just remembered her mama. And we sit there, we went through it, and we're like, it's on the tip of our tongues. We know it. We know it. I can see her face. I know. I was like, I can see her. I mean, she walk up to her right now. I know exactly who she is. Lakin Shankles.
Lakin Shankles, yes.
With the married name now.
Yes, yeah. I don't know what her married name is, but if she's watching, she's going to whoop me, and she will.
She will.
But, yeah, no, you talk about players like Lakin and Shankles and stuff like that. You know, those kids out there that, you know, I was talking to Michael earlier talking about, like, Lakin Nichols who just scored that last run. You know, you're somebody say, hey, I need you to run through that wall. Those are the type of kids like Shank that's going to do that for you. I'm telling you how many diving catches she made. You know, it's one of those where she left it all on the field, and she was one of those that, you know, really left her mark on the program and really helped build it to where it is today.
There is no doubt. She was one of those foundation pieces of kids who did that had not near this quality facility, and it didn't matter. They just loved the pureness of the game and gave you everything. And like I was getting at with the administration, they let me coach them hard.
Yeah.
And I had great administration with Coach Ball, Dr. Collins, President. I still call him Coach Eaton because we have a lot of the same coaching philosophies. All those guys, all the way Dr. Allen, that let me coach these kids the way I was coached. And some kids nowadays don't like that coaching, but those kids bought in. They were a big family and bought in and just gave it everything they had for this program.
Well, Coach, let's kind of lean on that, build off that a minute. You named some names there, some people that have been influential on you, but not only just here at ICC, you can talk about your entire career because, once again, success followed you from the high school ranks here to ICC. But just talk about some of those people and just give a few special shout-outs to those that have been influential along your career. As trouble here is the Indians are in a rundown right now as trying to make something happen is Porter, and just got her on the tag to end the inning there as
she was caught in a pickle, and she did the best she could. You make them make that many throws, eventually you'd expect the team to make a mistake.
Yep, and
they did a good job of sticking with it.
They did. ICC does get 1 run on the board. We will keep it here with you, Coach, and just, take a moment to just reflect and thank those that have come through your career here, not only ICC, but throughout your entire career.
Yeah, well, of course, it all starts in my hometown of Ingomar with Coach Norris Ashley, and just a legend there of, that was I think back to just my interview here for this job and talking about coming from his tree and from Mike Kennison's tree at Delta State, and that's 2 powerful men in this state that people think about with basketball, and Coach Ashley was tremendous. I learned so much from him. Baseball. people don't realize he played basketball and baseball at Delta State in his career. And just teaching me so much about the game and how to work hard. And, you know, I had a grandmother who she never two grandmothers. One of them, they were both supportive, but one of them, she didn't matter if I got a hit or if I scored any points or if we won. Even while I was coaching at ICC or in other places, she just wanted to know, did you give them an honest day's work?
There you go.
And that was her, and said, if you did, you can sleep good tonight.
Yep.
And that's all she ever asked me, and that's what my career was. Every day was show up and give my employer an honest day's work, and you'll be all right. And I learned that from Coach Ashley, from my family, and then, like I said, Coach Kennison down at Del State when I got to GA with the baseball team and learned how to lift weights. Come here to ICC and got a great opportunity with Coach Cannon and the football team. Not many people get to use a football weight room for a girls sport. He let us come there 3 days a week, and we had our designated time, and it was tremendous for the growth of this program. Those coaches here at ICC they just cultivated that. At West Union, you know, we had so many teams that just competed. They got after it. I had kids that worked hard in basketball and softball, and they gave me everything they had. Some of them were just limited in what they could do, but you were getting every ounce out of them every day, and you knew they were going to show up. You might want to talk about the hitter and stuff.
Go right ahead. No, we're good.
And I hate to interrupt the game. That's what I told Coach Owens. I don't want to be a distraction for the game and all these festivities going on and stuff. But it was a tremendous learning curve. And then as, you know, the career there at West Union was coming to the end, and I was kind of wasn't sure if I was going to stay in coaching or not. Had a special friend here today, Chris Basil from East Union.
Yep.
And him, Wayne Mahon, and Mr. Ray Kennedy got me at East Union over there and got me back into fast pitch coaching and slow pitch. And at that time, believe it or not compared to nowadays, East Union was not very good in softball. They were just kind of middle of the road, and they wanted me to try to come there and turn that program around. And I got in there, and they loved on me, and I fell in love with that place. And then Coach Case decided to take the housing job, and this job came open, and it just worked out perfect for me to come over here. And I always think of that year at East Union and what those people have meant to me and what I learned from Chris Basil and the success he's had at East Union with the baseball team and everything. And I tell people this all the time, that two of the best and hardest days.
Pop up to third baseman for out number one here in the bottom of the sixth.
During my coaching career was in high school. Coaching was when I was at West Union. We'd had to play Merle and my best friend Robert Gordon.
Yes.
And the worst part was you was playing one of your best friends that you grew up with and had played all the way through Legion ball, at college, all this stuff, and you're competing against him, and you know somebody's got to lose. The best thing is you know that he's going to put a team on the field that's worthy of you having to prepare your team to compete with them day in, because if not, they're going to embarrass you. That happened when I came to ICC, and Jody Long's at Northeast. And Coach Long, same thing. I knew we had to have our team prepared to handle not just the game, but the emotions of the game, of the rivalry of Northeast and ICC. And it was great having Coach here today, and I appreciate his friendship all these years. And he's a class act of a person. He and I would talk about the game.
There's a flare down the line, but it's going to be a foul ball.
Of the logistics of the game on game day. And then those 4 hours that we got after it, we might not have been best friends.
I can attest to that.
And as soon as it was over and he got back home and I got home, we'd be talking again about what happened, because it was about the players. It wasn't about us, of what went right for them, what went right for us, back and forth. And then every day after that, we'd be talking again until we had to play each other again. Yep. And it was just, having friends like that, that's the part of being retired now that I miss. I miss the relationships with the kids, of the practice every day, the teaching aspect of being on the field and teaching them the game and how to improve in the game, which is also teaching those life lessons of how it's a struggle. Baseball and softball is a game of struggling. Mm-hmm. We saw the Hall of Fame just got announced for Major League Baseball recently, and you sit there and go, those guys get out 7 out of 10 times and they're Hall of Famers.
Ground ball to the third baseman, gets it, throws across the way, and that one's tall again. And going to be something that Coach is going to be able to work on tomorrow has just been some of them throws, and again, young softball team learning, and some of that getting a little amped up there, as that's going to be another error on the Indians. Allows the runner to head over to second. Continuing our conversation with Coach Kirk is reflecting on his years and those that have helped him get to where this special day is today. And Kirk and Coach Kirk, I'll let you continue. And continue to build. I know it's driving you crazy watching the game and talking over the top of it, but it's not radio, so people can watch and see what's going on.
Yeah, no, and we do appreciate the guys, and for both teams that are out there watching. I know we got a lot of alumni watching. They're watching this team just like they do all sports, and you hear from like I do, and they keep up with this team. I was telling Coach Owen that before the game. I was like, you're going to have a lot of alumni checking in to see what y'all are doing. And I said, as long as y'all hustle and get after it, I said, they're going to follow y'all all season long, and they'll follow you your whole career here, because you put a good product out there, they will support you through everything. I just, not enough words will ever express the gratitude I have for this place and all the people that have just helped make this go. I mean, we went from talking about building the field, and the first year, a couple of those first-year players were here today, and we're talking about
fly ball out to left field, and it's going to drop for a base hit, and it's going to score another run here, and that's going to be a big insurance run there for Wallace.
We talked about, the summer before I took this job, we had a mix-up on the crew that was delivering the dirt, sand to build up the field in the dirt parts, and we didn't get the field dirt sand. We got what was made for construction that had rocks in it. Yes. So before practice, after practice, during practice, we daily had coffee cups that we went around the field picking up rocks and putting them in there, because you pick them up and throw them off field, you got to pick them up or the mowers were hitting them and stuff. So those life lessons that taught that group, I'll tell you, they tell me all the time how much they appreciate it now, that it made them defend this field, that this field meant so much to them, and the people who raked this field and worked on this field, the tarp pools for all those years, and they are excited. Of course, all of them wanted a facility like this to play in, but they appreciate that it took time for this to happen, and everything is a process. As they're learning in life, you don't get everything that you want at the time you wanted it, and it has come at the perfect time. This is right where I want to be. I'm glad. I would love to have this, the first year I was coaching, but I don't know if we would have had the success that we had, or if I could have been able to recruit the kid that we needed here, or they would have took the coaching I would have had. You just never know how it would have played out. Like we say, everything's on God's time, and it was just perfect how it just played out for me in my career. And the honor today is something that I never imagined in starting in softball would ever been. It's fair.
And, man, Wallace bats have woken up here late. That's going to be a fair ball in the corner. They're going to test the arm, and it's going to be a double, but she will be tagged out trying to turn it into a triple there. Second double of the day for, I believe that's Kaiser at the plate, and it's one of those that, she rounded the base, looked up, saw the third baseman had the ball, and she just stopped, said, okay, my bad.
Or you got the catcher and the pitcher out there talking. It might have been a little miscommunication on what she threw and what was called, and that's part of first time playing outside competition in the spring. The fall is different. You got people moving in and out, and you kind of free sub and little things. But here you got, a great crowd. A great crowd, and I expect this to continue.
Yes.
That these we've always another thing that I didn't mean mention on, just talking about this place, and not so much as family, but all the other sports and the coaches. I remember the football team being down the sidelines when we play our rivals. They'd bring them out here from spring practice, and they would act right and not yell those words that those other teams were saying that they were saying. I know that wasn't happening, but they were just there to intimidate them a little bit just by their presence.
Another hit there, a single out to left, and that's going to be the third straight hit now for Wallace as they lead this one 6-1 here in 7-1. I missed a run. 7-1 here in the top of the sixth inning.
But talking about that, still like the basketball teams. How many times we see men's and women's? I saw both the coaches here. I didn't get a chance to get over to Coach Wilson and Coach Porter. Man, they're having tremendous seasons. I try to watch every game I can this broadcast and keep up with them and their success. But Coach Gray was here, Coach Pate. They were always the same way. Always had their kids out here. It was good catching up with Coach Metz. Baseball, when they were off, Collier would be here. Our kids would be out at the baseball game.
Flare out to right field. The right fielder would go out and make the catch. And in the end, that was going to be my next question was, you see the out there in the distance, you can't really see it on the broadcast, but the baseball field lights on. Surprised they're on this late in the day?
No.
Not at all.
And I'm not surprised that I got a text from Coach Collier. He was not able to make it today, and I'm not surprised he wasn't able to make it today because he had a recruit on campus, and I know that he knows how I feel about him. And I'll say another one. Do you have time?
Oh, yeah, keep on. It's your show.
Donna Thomas was not able to make it today because she was, as Coach Collier, taking care of responsibility, and they know my program was always built on my kids being responsible, and if I had something I had to take care of and was having to miss something, that those people respected that, and I respect both of them for not. And just the thought of them wanting to be here is enough for me. Not physically showing up, but he's taking care of what he needs to take care of right now, and she was taking care of a few problems. She was having her issues with a few kids, and I love that because that's the way I was brought up. And I believe all of our coaches here do a tremendous job. Of course, working with you guys in football, I see what Coach making and coming out to practice, and I'm excited about tomorrow.
Yes.
I plan on being back on campus in the morning. This place has been so good to me, and I just always want to give back anytime I get an opportunity to give back. And did I share the story about Coach Dr. Allen with this facility of how he allowed me to still be a part of the whole process? I was in the meetings with you guys a lot on all of how the logistics of this building will work. Since I've been in the business so long, that was an honor to me just to even be a piece of it, even if they knew I was still retiring. And I asked him if I could throw out the first pitch along with him.
Yeah.
I said, along with you, because you got a lot. You're the man that signed off on this going to happen. I said, but whenever the ribbon cutting is for that first home game, I would like to have the opportunity along with you to throw it out. That would mean the world to me. So when he called me a few weeks ago to tell me about the name of the field, first I thought he was probably calling about a billboard or something.
Right.
I didn't know because I'm in that business now, and I've done a few things for the college, and I'm more than glad to help out anyway. The other one was, I bet he's reminding me about throwing out the first pitch. And when he said about the field name, I'm telling you, about 2 or 3 minutes, he can tell you for a fact I was not able to talk. I just said, you just got to give me a second. I was so emotional. I broke down, and all those memories just came flooding back of those players and the sacrifices and the team, how they had. It's not just for me, it's the legacy of all of those players and their parents and the families, all that's worked in, and the sacrifices of my family as you were getting into with Dana. And I mean, it's hard being a coach's wife, and it's hard being a coach's kid. That we had to miss things because Coach and them are going on the road this weekend. This is their only home game, I think, in February. They're on the road, Warriors, and your kids having stuff going on. You've got to go with what your priority is, which is you're hired to be with this team, and it takes a lot away. And it was a perfect time when I got the job of 2 of my girls were teenagers, and as Mr. Upton, he's learning that as your kids become teenagers, Dad, it's not as cool as he was. He's not as cool to hang out with. They like hanging out with their own friends, and stuff.
There's a line drive going to be reeled in there by the shortstop. That was Stegall on the at bat there. So now with 1 out, this will bring up McKnight to the plate here. 7-1, Wallace with the lead. We're continuing our conversation here with Coach Andy Kirk. And Michael, I meant to tell you, feel free to chime in with a question for Andy or just a comment. I know you talk about the alumni a little bit, and Michael can build on that a little bit more. There is I say amazing following when it comes to the softball program here with alumni. But not only that, I get text messages all the time, from people, talking about, how's softball going to look this year? Y'all streaming this weekend? What are you doing in that sense? But I do want to go back to one other person. You talked about Donna Thomas. She always thought the most of you because when you did come in the office, you would always stop and speak. And it wasn't just speaking in your head in, oh, hey, Donna, it was, hey, how are you? And it would turn into a, 3 or 4 or 5 minute conversation, and so you talk about that stuff like that means a lot to a lot of people. But you always left a good impression on Miss Donna. And I think that's a perfect way to say, kind of the same impression you've left on ICC as a whole.
I appreciate that. I like sticking my head in and talking to Miss Donna for a while because, like this morning, I was so nervous on having to text her back because she is so good at grammar, and English is not my thing. all the way through. I have a master's degree, and you would not know it by the senses. And my senses run on for miles, about like that time mile we used to run. Oh, here we go. So you
Chance
throwing
right
her
here,
out.
and there's a hit. Didn't quite. I couldn't find my switcher to switch over, but that is going to be a hit there by McKnight, and she's got speed to burn and showed it off there. And that's what you like to see right now, Andy. You want to look up, 7-1 score. You want to see, all right, we're going to find out what type of team we have early on here. You got some fighting in you to see if we can start clawing away back at this.
That's exactly right. I've coached a lot of sports, from junior high football from a school that didn't even have football growing up. That was one of my first jobs, to golf, to baseball, slow pitch, softball, fast pitch softball, anything, basketball in between and all that stuff. But the great thing about baseball, softball is there's no time limit.
No.
We've got 5 more outs to play with right here, and they've got to find a way to get those 5 outs, or we're going to keep scoring and scoring and scoring. And that's just the beauty of the game that people are falling in love with, and the speed of this game.
Runner goes, swing and a miss there, and runner will get back. That's the problem you have with a runner like Jory on the bases. You're getting ahead of a pitcher. All right, this girl's going to go. I've got to deliver a good pitch here. So 0-2, though, as a swinging strike. There, I believe that's Shands at the plate. So it is Shands at the dish. Got an 0-2 count here. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time. And a stolen base there for McKnight.
I know you guys have talked to the coaches and stuff. I was talking to Coach Owen the other day, and he was talking about the athleticism and the team speed that they had this year, and he's excited about that. Of course, you're not able to steal first base, but the hit she just got, is stealing first base. But if we get people on base this year, I think you're going to see a lot of action. And I know the ICC people.
As this one popped up into behind home plate, and the catcher's able to reel that one in. And
she's catching it with the wrong hand. She should have dropped it for us. Gloves on the wrong hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know the ICC people, they love, in all sports, if people get after it and they're aggressive, and that's what this team, that's the philosophy that Coach Owens brings, that they're going to be exciting to watch this year. They're going to put pressure on other teams just like they did in game 1, and they're fighting right here.
This is Goodman at the plate here. She's catching in game 2. She's 1 for 2 of the day. She does have a single all the way back in the 2nd inning. And that first pitch high for a ball. Michael, got a question for Coach Kirk?
I have a question at the moment, but I'd just like to say a comment of I appreciate the opportunity I've got between you and Adam to be associated with this softball broadcast and this team the last several years. I had the unfortunate privilege of just starting to join there in 20 whenever I was like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of getting into this 3 or 4 games, and then all of a sudden we don't get to come back. But to see how, like you said earlier, you come back with a very different look that next year, and how you continue to fight through that and adjust. And you've always been a fantastic friend and a leader across this campus, highly well respected. I won't call them out by name, but there's somebody I was talking to yesterday, and they said, oh, yeah, there's only 2 people I would come out for a building or a naming, and Andy Kirk's one of them. And so that person made it a point to make sure they were out here today to express their appreciation for what you've meant to ICC.
I tell you, I appreciate them too. Oh, there we go.
There's going to be one down to the gap, and this is going to score another one here for the Indians. And a clutch hit there for ICC.
That was 2 for 3 for Goodman now.
Yeah, Goodman comes in with a clutch RBI single. As McKnight.
It's all the difference in the world to have somebody like McKnight with that speed. You know you're going to get that run.
Number 10, Taylor Graham.
And so now this will bring Graham to the plate.
I've been trying to tell Coach Owens, you can tell him all you want. He got to see it some in football with a great football season we had this year, and he's seen it in basketball so far. But that Indian swag, that's like, you just wait. He said, these kids, they're going to show you it in person. I was like, it don't matter who it is that puts on that jersey over there. They find out from the alumni and different ones, they are not going to quit. Teams are going to have to beat you, and that's what he's bringing here. But to Mr. Upton, what he was saying, there's so many people on this campus that, man, I go out of the way just to thank them. It's just every time I come on campus, there's so many different people I want to see and don't have time to see that just have meant so much to me and my family, and just been so supportive to Dana and I. And they're the same thing as the players. If I hear from one of them, they always say, "Tell Dana hi. Tell Dana come see us. What's she doing? How's she doing?" And catching up. And that's it's just fun to have that type of people who just quality people, as we say in country terms, good people.
Do any of them call her Hun?
One does at Gore, and she don't like you.
Swing and a miss for strike 3 there.
So you might have to explain that inside joke.
So the reason why I bring that up is she sent a text telling us Lakin's married name now, Keelan. So that means
that's right.
She's listening. So I was like, okay, I got to get my jab in here.
Yes.
So she is not a fan. You hear like waiters and car salesmen and people like that. Oh, hey, hon, how are you? She hates it. Well, she made the mistake of letting Gore know that.
That's right.
And so any text message, anytime I get a chance to bring it up, I would do so. And I've got the luxury of having a locked door between the two of us here. So we have a new pitcher coming in the game for ICC. This is going to be number 22. That's going to be Hodem into the contest. But no, I had to take. You gave me a change up. I was waiting on it. I had to knock that one out of the park. So.
And you did. It set up perfect. She does not like it, and Gore pushes limits on it. And I just sit there and laugh every time about it because. Two quick stories here. Sorry to change the subject, but one, I got to spend time with Mr. Mike West, and I saw Darius. I didn't get to talk to Darius today. He's probably carrying somebody somewhere, or had to get back, whatever. But those guys became family members to us. People don't realize the responsibility those guys have with 30 different players and coaches, and that they take us when we're sleeping on the bus. They're awake and they're getting us where we need to get to, and they became family. They sit and ate with us, and just like you guys on the road, they were one of us. And another quick story here is you got Neely Hodem coming in pitch. I don't know if y'all saw, she caught the first pitch I threw out today, and Coach. I asked him if he had anybody chosen or if he had told anybody. He said, no, I haven't. He said, do you have somebody? I said, let's let Neely do it. And he looked at me. I was like, I grew up with her dad. We played on Little League baseball teams together. Then her mom was we were at the same college. She was playing basketball when I was playing softball. So I've known them for 30-plus years, and we recruited her sister, but some reason she kept wanting to go to all these 4-year schools. I don't know why she didn't want to come to ICC, but, talented. But I've watched Neely play a lot growing up, and her family's always been good to me, and they've called and, asked several of these did about Coach Owens coming in when he got the job and wanting to know the background and all that stuff. And just think the world of, people who love this place and are trying to find out all the details. But yeah, she's a family friend, so it was an honor to be able to throw it out to her.
And there is the throw across for the put out. And this is a small world. I mean, I know a lot of people hear that a lot, but just the fact that is able to come full circle in your career on this special day. Of course, for those that may be just now joining us, we're talking with Andy Kirk on a special day today for him, as he's having the field named after him here at ICC, and a great honor for Coach Kirk. And I'm talking to Andy, as ICC, but Andy and I again go way back, and a great friend. Thick and thin, man. So we've been through it for a while now. As this pitch popped up, and it's going to get out of play for strike one here with, there's one out.
This is Walker that is checked in to bat for Wallace.
That's the voice of Michael Upton. Is Michael joining us here? And Coach, I will say this: we will always have a mic open for you anytime you want to come in. I promise we won't make you talk this much as others, but. I know a lot of times, it's kind of like whenever, I go to a ball game, I try to sit there and watch it. I find myself, if I go to a baseball game, I'm scoring it. I'm like, I got to stop working. So for you got to stop coaching. Have you been able to sit down and enjoy any games yet without having that coaching kind of triggering you yet?
Oh, I think I have, but no, according to my wife, I have not. She says she just doesn't. She keeps asking me, why is the TV never talks back to me, so why do you keep saying stuff to the TV all the time when I'm watching different sports?
And I will say that you do watch a lot because you're always texting. Of course, you were texting us last night during basketball. So, see, that's always, like me. Like somebody's like, well, did you watch such and such game? I'm like, unless it's Notre Dame, I haven't watched because I try not to watch work,
Exactly.
for lack of better words.
If you're not, you can get carried away with too many. Yeah, I pick and choose. You're the Notre Dame. I'm a LSU guy, and then
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that off air.
Hey, we did get Alex Atkins coming to us.
That's true. That's true.
ICC offensive lineman coach. Was he OC or offensive line?
Offensive line coach.
But. Yeah, it is a small world, and you do come full circle, and that's what the great thing about sports is man, you don't know who the players are, but you support Itawamba, and that's what's always been ingrained to me since I was 12 years old, and got to come over here to a Roy Cressup baseball camp.
Oh, nice!
And this place has always been special to me ever since then, and Coach Cressup at the time, he would bring in some of the top high school baseball coaches there, and I thought they were all major leaguers to me. I thought they were major league managers. I learned so much, and it just made an impression. And then having the opportunity to come back and work here, and now to be in an exclusive club with Coach Cressup is just this. That part still hadn't sunk in, but I do know what a prestigious club it is. The people that that here I've gotten to work with or been associated with him. Coach Johnson got to talk with him for a while today too.
Line drive, but it's going to go foul by about a foot, as they've gotten those hits to drop for most part of the game here in game 2. 7-2, Wallace with the lead. We're in the top of the 7th inning. 1-2 is the count here with Wallace at the plate with 2 outs. Continuing our conversation here with Coach Andy Kirk. A special day for Coach Kirk is I'm with you, man. It's just like your legacy is on the field. It's here. It's going to be here forever. And, it's just a great honor. And, Coach, again, an honor that you greatly deserve here. And we do appreciate you taking time out of your day because, like I said, I know kind of like politicking today. It's that when they were playing in and got over the head of the left fielder. And this is trouble here as she's going to round third. They're going to try to send her home. Nope, they're going to hold her up at third. And Wallace will push across another run.
Man, that was a power slap there.
So that's one of those she hit on the absolute sweet spot of the bat, and it just carried over the head of the left fielder. Not a whole lot she could have done about that one.
Yeah, they had her play for a slapper, but she changed the games up. And those kinds of kids are special if they can do that. We've seen a few come through our program that could lay down a bunt, chop it, or a rare back and do it. That's talking about Lakin. That was hers. That one thing we played a team late in the season of her. I think it was her sophomore year. And she was just stand in. She didn't even slap from the left side.
Oh. And that one's going to be off the glove of the shortstop. And, well, the Brakes keep beating the girls here late as that's going to be another run push across. And the situation there. And it's just one of those that, again, coaching opportunity. Young players coming in, playing their first collegiate games. And that's just one of those that 9 times out of 10 she's going to make that play.
She is. And Porter, she caught the first game.
She did.
That's what I thought. Now she's at shortstop, and that is a hard transition. People don't realize she's been squatted for over 150 pitches in game 1. Legs probably a little shot, and then got to go play shortstop, which is a totally different position. But I was talking about Schenkel. It was still called Schenkel. But, yeah, we were playing a team late in the season, and some reason all of a sudden they thought she was a slapper. Everybody came in, and she hit a ground ball by the second baseman that went all the way to the right field wall for a triple, and it was we were sitting there scratching her head and laughing when she got to third base. We're like, did they really just come in thinking you're going to slap? And you had a hard ground ball all the way to the wall that nobody could cut off. It's just memories like that just come back. I don't know if you saw Dana pulled out the old video of when we won our first state championship Meridian, and I did the dance, and JoJo was making comments, and Daniel's making comments, and JoJo thinks she's my hype person.
Hype person. Yes. I need to go back and find that one. As there's a ground ball to the shortstop, and he's going to throw it over, and just that one thrown away as well as another error here on the Indians, and it happens that way. Sometimes when it rains, it pours. It's going to pour on you. You just can't find your way out of the inning, and Coach wants to come out and talk this one over here with his infield, and that's a young team. I mean, it's one of those growing pains. is what people like to call it in that sense. But right now for Coach Owens, it's about keeping the girls focused, saying, all right, look, we got to find a way to find this out. So you want to move the focus of, oh, yeah, I just made this error to, all right, it's a 1-1 game. They've got a runner on third. We've got to get this out to be able to extend the game here. So you get this in-game opportunity to kind of change their focus and get them dialed back in.
That's exactly right, and I think he's doing a tremendous job of that because that's plays they're going to make as the year goes on right there. It's just learning each other and you find your little victories right here of what you can do. Can you keep them from scoring this run? That's the whole key, finding a way, getting out, believing in yourself. It's a long season. That's the great thing about it, and they got a lot of games to play coming up this weekend and throughout the rest of the season.
This pitch popped up. It's going to get back and out of play, and a couple of fans thought about making a play on it. Got it off the hop, did one of the Wallace faithful.
Poor effort by the student there to try to catch that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, he was like, I got it. Oh, wait, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
So 9-2 is the score as Wallace has opened this one up late. It was 1 run in the 4th, followed by 4 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th, and 2 so far here with runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And it's just, Indians have had their opportunities to get out of this inning, just can't quite find the exit here. So it's just a gut check time. A chance to grow up in a hurry here for a lot of young players on the field as that ball in the dirt blocked up nicely there. And now the count goes 2-1.
This is a Wallace team that you expect they'll be in the race in Alabama. They're year in, year out. They've always got quality, long team that's going to be very deep and great coaching, and they're going to push for a championship over in Alabama.
That ball gets away, but a nice job there by Goodman to deflect just enough of it to push the ball down the third baseline to keep the runner at third. So, Coach, what's next? You got a field named after you now? Going to get a couple of billboards with your name on it somewhere?
Yeah, I need some, don't I? That's man, enjoy the time with grandkids. Oh.
There's a hit up the middle. As I said, the hits just keep coming here. They're going to send the runner from second, so 2 will score on that one.
As they say, Mama said there'd be days like this. There's games like this. That's and the growing up part too, as Coach knows, and these freshmen are learning today. There's 2 games.
Yep.
And there'll be 2 games when they get to conference play, and that's all he's focused on right now is no matter what happens game 1, you got to turn around and play in game 2. And there'll be people playing different positions. He's going to mix them in and out during this pre-conference season and stuff. And there'll be more games like this, and there'll be games that we're going to win like this. It's just going to be a trial and error. But, yeah, keeping a 18 to 20-year-old focused for 4.5 hours of play, it can be tough at times. But this will be a growing moment, and they'll have a lot of talks and practice. And Coach does a lot of similar things like us. They'll watch some video tomorrow. He'll get them video because video doesn't lie. On some things that the kids think they're doing that's actually not happening, or body language or anything, and he'll get it turned around.
2-0 is that pitch just a little high there. Here, 11-2 is the score in the top of the 7th inning.
We got division basketball.
Oh, we do.
Here
Yeah. The division basketball tournament's going on over at campus.
Fun never ends, and we're hosting quarters this year for 2A,
2 and
3, 4, and 5.
I think
it changes.
I think it's 3, 4. I think 1 and 2 are at one spot. I think we got 3, 4, and 5, and 6 and 7 are somewhere else.
Gotcha. I just show up and they tell me to work. This is a deep fly ball, and that's going to get out of the ballpark there, and that's going to be a solo home run. Or excuse me, a 2-run home run.
Second of the game for.
As that was Sertel, and no doubt on that one there, guys. Sertel bouncing back after I'm not going to say it was a bad game in game 1, but, bouncing back in a big way because we talk about ICC having to find a way to answer here. I mean, that was the case for Wallace after losing game 1. 3-1, it was gut check time for them. Were they going to be able to come back and rally? And they have done that here.
That's exactly right. And to use a little basketball reference right here too, of when you get the big lead in basketball, they talk about how much bigger that goal gets.
Yep.
It's you shoot a lot easier when you're up by 30 points than you do when it's a 3-point game and it's tight and everything. Well, few misplays here or there that we probably should have already been out of this, and now that right there was that's just a free swing. She had nothing, no worries. You know, if it's still a 3-2 game, she's probably not taking that same swing and stuff. So it's just kind of got to that point right here. But yeah, a lot of good positive learning things going to come out of this for this coaching staff and these players.
There's a shot down the line, and it's going to be foul. And so that will go for strike 2, I believe.
What's next in store for Gorman? I know he don't have anything going on the rest of this week. This is probably it's a slow week, isn't it?
I think he's napping.
I think I want to nap the rest of the week. We've got turn around real quick. We've got National Signing Day. We'll have Mississippi Sports Talk today. Craig Horton and the crew here will be here at their show starts at 9, but they'll be here early to get set up and get everything rolling. We do invite everyone out to come be a part of the show tomorrow from 9 to 10, and then around 10:30. We will have our coaches' comments from National Signing Day for football. It's also, which is really weird that it's on National Signing Day for football, but it's also Girls and Women's in Sports Day, the national observance of that, I guess you can say. So we'll also be having a little bit of that mixed in along with National Signing Day. Then Thursday we'll have tennis here in Fulton. I'll be on the road with softball heading down to Florida for their weekend, and then
some guys just have it made.
Don't you wish you
I bet he didn't volunteer for that one, did he, Mr. Upton? You think he volunteered to go to Florida?
I didn't get a call to ask if I was available to go.
That's true.
Put it that way.
But the good thing is I've got guys like Michael Upton that's going to sit in for me on a baseball game Friday, and so ICC will be hosting. Is it Onley?
Only Central?
Yeah, Only Central, so they'll host them actually in
back-to-back. That was not how you should pronounce it.
Only, maybe?
Only, maybe.
O-L-N-E-Y?
It's out of Illinois.
Yeah,
so.
kind of. Now, I believe we played their softball team 2 years ago when we had to play, or when we had to play in East Tupelo.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I remember looking up, and I looked them up yesterday. Where are they located? Pretty sure we had them down here for softball.
Okay.
And there's another hit there. As the hits continue for Wallace here late in the contest.
It's good to have Mr. Upton then to fill in for you. That's I mean, you and Jim did a tremendous job with basketball, and I appreciate you guys letting me throw my 2 cents in football. I enjoy being a part of the team of football. You know, I know everything about football, and that's But I joke around about it. I just love being on the sideline. Coach Macon's been so gracious with his time and just give me that opportunity, and you guys give me that opportunity. That it's you like to support good people and good kids and work hard and see them any way you can. And y'all do a tremendous job of covering for each other and giving broadcasts for people out there. And I hear it, and I know y'all do at times, but I appreciate you guys. It is class act. Y'all set the gold standard, and that's what I was alluding to earlier with the other coaches talking about how jealous they were early in my career because they were not getting any broadcasts. And we were broadcasting so many games. You remember the point where I told you, I said, hey, we got to stop putting these online. We got to wait till the end of the season because people were scouting us off of our broadcast. And little tidbit, we still got a few out there for the other teams that broadcast theirs that in my career, we were scouting them off of that.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break, see if the Indians can mount a little bit of a rally here in the bottom of the 7th, and be back with more right after this.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents, not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a skilled swordsman, a master chef.
Needs more lavender.
A wonder at word games.
2 tries, every time.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
AE drink Sprite? AE drink Sprite.
You want to hoop like Anthony Edwards? Practice. You want a refreshing drink? Obey your thirst. And I tried to tell him, man.
Oh, I know. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the 7th inning. As Wallace up in this one 13-2. We've been enjoying our conversation with Coach Andy Kirk on this special day where Coach Kirk was honored to have the field named after him here at ICC after a stellar career here at Itawamba Community College. And not to take away, but also a great career in the high school ranks before coming to ICC as well. So we do appreciate Coach Kirk that's been sitting in with us, as this is going to be Lakin Nichols digging in to start us off. As that pitch high and outside for a ball. I believe we got a new pitcher in the game here, but we're a little confused because it says Peyton Bailey and it says she throws right-handed, but she's slinging it with her left.
Well, Bailey started the game before Smith relieved her, and so if she's back in, then she's switched hands. So either they've got 217s or
what was that movie they said that she might be amphibious?
Yes. That may be the case. That would be weird if they had 217s, though. Or maybe somebody forgot their jersey and somebody was nice enough to let her have it.
A left-handed pitcher on their roster.
The 15 Kaiser is left-handed.
All right, see, Kaiser's been in the game,
but playing.
She's been playing first base. And so
she's still there at first.
She's still there
been there the whole time.
So
the only left-handers that
they don't.
Number
list
2
any other left-handed pitcher
is outfielder.
Yeah, I would say that's Thomas, and she's been in the game at center field.
You may be right.
She's still out there
amphibious.
Too.
So
I love that.
Yeah,
something you never forget. Oh, you see that ball move?
Yep. That was a good hard hit ball, but right at the shortstop there.
That ball curled right back. That was a tougher play than it looked.
It's one of those that when you have a day or a game like this, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what
happens. Ball that could easily kick away from the shortstop or run away from them, it's going to curve right back into
magnet.
Magnet, and you top one off the plate, and it rolls 6 feet out there, and you beat it out, and you feel like a champion. You know, it all averages out in the game of softball. It's funny.
It's like Gore's golf game to me.
Yep. 275 off the tee, and then my second shot's going to go 2 yards. Every time. As that first pitch, this is Duhan at the plate. She's going to pop this one up, and it's going to go right to the shortstop once again for the out. And Indy is now down to their final out of the contest, running in this one 13-2. And we've seen some fight, but we've also seen some growing pains today. But as we're going to have Marler coming into bat here, again, you never want to say positive. You're always looking for the positives.
That's right.
But I think there's going to be plenty of positives to be able to build on going further this season.
I agree. It's a long season, and they get back to the drawing board, and then they get to take you to Florida for an early vacation. So
they may get rid of me. So I'll be calling to see if I can get a ride home. So
if you pay for it, I'll come down there and get you if I need to now. But I appreciate you guys giving me some time here, and this has been a special day for myself and my family and all them listening out there and all the former players. I know a lot were watching the broadcast today that were not able to make it, and that you guys put out videos and everything that they'll love and they'll be sharing and everything. It's just been a special day for the Kirk family, but not just myself, even though it's my name going on there, but it's a legacy for all those players we talked about. And I would leave out if I started naming too many people, but they are all special to us, and they all have special memories that come up all the time of players, managers, assistant coaches. A lot of assistant coaches were able to make it back out today. Coach Lawson was not able to be here. He's having a little eye surgery, and then he's having his other eye in a few weeks, or he would have been here. And it was great seeing them and catching up for all the sacrifices that they had and contributions that they made to the program. Like I said, the head coach gets a lot of the credit when they don't deserve it, because a lot of people behind the scenes are the ones doing all the work and stuff. And it didn't go unnoticed by me, and they are special to me. And I try to reach out to each and every one of them on their birthday to let them know I'm thinking about them. And you know how life changes, and they're so busy, and just find out what's going on with them and their families and stuff. And you do a great job of that, Gore, keeping me informed when you see stuff and everything. And we just love the ICC family and appreciate this day. I don't believe I was able to think of a better way that it's been a celebration. Dr. Allen and his staff should be kudos to them of being first class, like everything that they do. And it's been I would say a dream come true, but as a kid, you never dream of this.
That's right. That's right.
I was asking Dana this weekend, am I still dreaming? Is this really a dream, or am I gonna wake up and it not be for real? But it is a dream. It is something we'll cherish forever. And I appreciate you guys.
Swinging a miss, 4 strike 2, and I know it's gonna be something great for us. It will be now. We no longer have to say the ICC softball complex. We say Andy Kirk Field, so it's going to be a great way to, continue to grow and grow the program. And as they grow, you'll be able to reflect on that and be a large part of it. As there's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here. It's your final score, 13-2. Well, guys, let's just wrap it up. Final thoughts on the day, not necessarily on softball, Andy, but final thoughts on the day for you and your family. You kind of touched on it, but final thoughts here on your special day.
Yeah, it's just a great day all the way around from the beginning with getting a plaque from Dr. Allen and what he has meant to me in my career and here, and all the things that they've had going on campus, not just with this, but it's just been tremendous to see his leadership with his cabinet and his board approving this, and then having family here to have the pictures made and to see that down on the side of the field with your name on it is something you just never think would ever happen. And it's I'm excited. These are 2 great teams. I wouldn't have any 2 other teams or 2 other coaches that would be doing this, playing each other today for a day like today. That they mean a lot to me because I know the coaching tree where they come from with Coach Daughtry and everything, and that they're going 2 programs that's going to be successful this year and throughout the rest of their careers. And it's fun to watch these teams play against each other, and I've just enjoyed every minute of it. Never thought it would happen or anything like this, but it is from the food all the way down to the field preparation. I see Kurt and him coming on in here. I didn't even mention how he has put up with me and Rick Collier, so there's a special place in heaven for him all those years. 2 guys that think there's never going to be a rain out or a snow out.
You're right on that.
From the year we had the snow on the field, we thought we could push it in the piles and still play. We didn't realize when you push it in the piles, it takes longer to melt.
Yes, that's for sure.
And it's just tremendous to Keith Reese. I saw him sticking his head in the window of coming and checking on us every day at practice if you need anything. The guys sitting out, watching the games. It's just been great catching up with everybody today, and I look forward to coming back to more games throughout the rest of this season and for years to come.
Well, Andy, I want to tell you, it's the first time I had a chance to say congratulations, man.
I appreciate it.
Very special day and well-deserved moment here as well.
It's awesome. Y'all are great people, man. It's awesome to work with and for great people, and that's what has happened to me here at Itawamba Community College.
Well, our next broadcast will be Friday. It'll be Michael Upton in baseball over at Crescent Field. So you'll be sure and tune in for that as well. They also have baseball on Saturday. Remember, you can follow us on your favorite social media platforms, Let's Go ICC, and also visit letsgoicc.com. Have a great evening, and as always, Roll Tribe.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.